I'm the kind of person who likes to know stuff about the vehicle that I'm working on. So I found, if you recall, if you've been watching my videos, you've known that there is some sort of oil on the bell housing of the transmission. So I'm curious about that, and the first thing I want to make sure it is not is motor oil, especially since I just changed it and did a lot of maintenance to that section of the engine to make sure that it's running properly. So what I do is I buy this material, and there are several different brands. I don't know that one works better than the other. So you add it to your crankcase just like any other fluid, and you can see there's a little bit of orange fluorescing. Actually, you probably can't see that because the phone doesn't filter this like the glasses that I'm wearing do. So let's see if we can't help that a little bit. Okay, so you should see a little bit of orange just on top of the fill, just where I touched it with my hand. So what does it look like? Well, I can look around in here, and it's difficult to hold this, and just look for things that are fluorescing. And I've already been around on the bottom, and I have not found anything. So it's driven about 10 or 15 miles since I've put the stuff in it. So there's nothing fluorescing. Now, what does it look like? What am I looking for? Well, that. This is where I actually spilled just a little bit of this stuff. And when I say spilled just a little bit, probably about 2 or 3 drops of it. And as you can see, it spreads around quite a bit. So you'll be able to see, it's very thin. You'll be able to tell if oil is leaking somewhere. So the good news is that I have not found any oil leaks. So that means the next thing I need to do is put some of this fluid, about 1 ounce, in the automatic transmission dipstick, which is right there. The problem there is that I'll need to put a funnel on there, but it's not a big deal. There's my vacuum hose, by the way, very fluorescent. So why do I use that stuff? Is because it's not really meant for vacuum fittings. It will work very well for quite a long time, but since it's bright orange, I know what needs changed. So it works out quite well. So let's turn this off. So if you have a leak, be sure and buy yourself some of this stuff. It's not that expensive. In fact, you can actually order similar stuff online for refrigerant and coolant and oil. Be sure and state which one you want to use. You can even use this in your fuel tank, but I know there are no fuel leaks because I've already addressed that issue. So just buy yourself some. Buy yourself a UV lamp. Mine is quite bright. You would not want to look in that with your bare eyes. And a set of these nice yellow safety goggles, which help everything stand out a little better. And add it to your fluid. Run it for quite a while. You know, I usually put about 20 or 30 miles on an engine before I even check for stuff. And then you'll be able to pinpoint where your leak is. They said that this truck uses a little bit of oil. So I was a bit concerned about that. But seeing that I cannot find anything, I'm going to say it probably needs a new PCV valve as well, which is, again, not uncommon at all. So I'm quite happy with that result. So if your vehicle is losing power steering fluid, this one is not, but that power steering fluid is pretty nasty, and there is a small leak on top of the unit. Power steering fluid, I don't think this will detect brake fluid, but if you've got leaking brakes, you'll know it. Transmission fluid, engine oil, fuel, if you're worried about that stuff, get you a little bit of UV dye and add it to the system. It's cheap. It's $7 or $8 for one of these, or $15 for 20 doses worth if you want to order it on Amazon. So get yourself some of this stuff and try it out. You'll probably be able to find the leaks. That's it.